Our Editor's Choice Award was created with the sole purpose of showcasing the creme de la creme of bikes and products on the market.
So what, you just get all the most expensive stuff in and put it in Editor's Choice?
No, absolutely not. This is about the best products, not the most expensive. And the two bikes we have here are perfect examples of why that's the case.
So basically, I'm just teasing, so we should make it crystal clear that only products that score a perfect 10 rating make it into Editor's Choice.
In the last 12 months, yeah.
Yeah, so it really is, it's the best products that we've reviewed and we back, basically.
That's right.
100%,
yep.
Yeah.
And so these two bikes, I mean, they're very familiar to anyone who follows NBR, and they are the Calibre Bossnut, and this one's quite new to us, the Calibre 2 Cubed, but as a brand, Calibre's very well known to us.
And it's new to us because it was in the cheapest bike test we've done in a long time. So what I want to do is, it's sort of long-standing theory that £500 was the cutoff point, which you couldn't go below to get like a good bike, a good mountain bike. So I thought, hold on a second, I've held that belief for maybe like 10 years. I thought I need to challenge that. So we looked at putting in a lower price point into Hardtail of the Year. So we ended up testing like sub £375 bikes, and this bike was discounted to £350, and it totally blew us away.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at it, £350, I mean, that seems, you've got to like take a double take, haven't you, really?
Like, it is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it was discounted to £50, so it had an advantage over the competition, but you could still buy it at that price when the review came out, so...
And there was more than £50 advantage here. I mean, I rode this briefly in the video shoot, and having been involved in Hardtail of the Year before, this is as good, if not better, than some £1,000 bikes that I've tested.
I mean, it sounds cliche, but yeah, Calibre's really good at sticking to the fundamentals, and we've always maintained that like good geometry costs nothing, because you got to weld the tubes together anyway, so you may as well do it well. And one of the things with this bike is that the geometry and sizing is really good on it. But it's more than that, because they've got half decent tires on there too. It's got a wide bar, it's got a short stem, it's got a RockShox fork. So it's not some fork that's unbranded, and basically after like 6 months, if it fills with water, you don't know what to do with it. You can take this into any service center, get it repaired, get it maintained. I mean, you can tell what Calibre is thinking about this bike. The fact that it has cable routing for a dropper post. Yeah. They're not thinking this is some bike, we'll just shift a box, and get rid of it. They're thinking, well, actually, you know what? You can buy a dropper post for £100 that works pretty well. Put it on this bike, bingo, £500. You're laughing.
It's worth upgrading.
Totally worth upgrading. Yeah, it's not a disposable product. Yeah, and like I love that mindset.
Yeah, totally. And things like the fork, it's actually got damping.
Yep, it's got damping, it's got adjustment. You've got hydraulic brakes. You've got everything you need in this bike to have a good time. And I think that's what really set it apart from the other bikes in that category. It was just so much more fun to ride. And like, I mean, I was shocked, because I really didn't think any of the bikes at that price point would be able to cut it. So we kind of proved that sub £500 you can actually get a genuinely good totally. And it'll be back.
For...
I think 350, 375 is tight. This year I'll change the price point to 400. Because I noticed when I was ordering all the bikes that it kind of opens your scope up a little bit. So I think 400's, and that's actually what this bike costs now. Yeah, this bike costs $399.
Okay. So. And the Calibre Bossnut, I mean, again, this is another bike that has been in the Editor's Choice last year, so it's the second time it's been in the Editor's Choice.
But how many? I've lost count of the number of tests it's
won. I know.
It's won every entry-level full suspension bike test since it came out.
Exactly. Yeah. And it really is a groundbreaking bike. I don't think many bikes can say that they've been able to achieve so much with so little, really.
Yeah, totally. And again, it's because they sweat the fundamentals. It's like it's totally dialed. And like what I really like about the previous bike looked a little bit boxy, and like it rode really well, but like there was definitely some rivals out there, because we were testing it in that category where like the £1,000 category that sort of looked really good, but like they rode like toilet. And then you get back on the Boss and you go, yeah, it rides amazing, but then you'd look at it and go, it looks a bit dated. So the revamp they made for 2020 it's amazing, because it's got like hydroform tubing, it's got better standover, it got a little bit longer, it got a little bit slacker, a little bit lower. I mean, I rode this bike I did the first ride of this exact bike in the same issue that I rode a £5,000 Trek and a Specialized. And I got back onto this after doing the photos on those bikes and went, oh my God, they've really done a good job on it. Like, I mean, considering there's a £4,000 difference in price, how close they were in terms of like ride quality and position, I was really shocked.
Yeah. So what are a few of the things that really kind of take this to the next level?
Well, before we talk about what takes this bike as a whole to the next level, it's evolved a lot since it first came out. So they've made progressive changes to it with every iteration. And one of the key changes with this one is that the pivot came up a little bit. And what that did was it meant that they could lighten up the shock tune and retain the pedaling performance that they had previously, but with a lighter shock tune. So the bike's actually more dynamic than it was before, and it feels really good. Like it still pedals really good. The suspension works really well, but you can just move it around a lot easier. They've also gone to a high grip front tire, so you've got more confidence in turning for corner, and actually gives you more confidence braking too, because you've got traction when you pull on the brakes.
And that's a Vigilante, isn't it?
It is a Vigilante. It's WTB. You got a faster rolling trail boss in the rear, so you can keep your tempo high and stuff, especially like if you're just getting into mountain biking, and like it's pretty physical as a hobby. So it means you're not just like slogging around like super slow tires front and rear. Seat angle got steepened up, so you're positioned more forward for climbing, so it feels definitely more efficient. Yeah, I just love it. I just love the fact that you don't have to spend $5 grand to have an amazing bike that works really well and go and hammer around the woods. Like, I can ride this bike as hard as I like. And what's interesting with both these bikes, and I know there's a trend for 29-inch wheels. Both of these bikes are 27.5. And I think that's partly reflected because of the cost. To make these bikes in 29, you'd need like, everything has to be upsized. Like the fork needs upsizing and stuff, and that's the real limiter on it. Like with a 32mm stanchion fork, when you put the bigger wheel in it, the fork gets taller and longer, so it'll flex more. There's compromises that get introduced going to 29, so I think 27.5s are really good wheel size for this price point. Yeah,
and with all the changes that have been made to this bike, all the kind of the sleek new profile and everything, has the price changed much?
Yep, it's gone up by £100.
100, right?
Yeah, but it's worth it.
Yeah, like, it's not much, is it?
Yeah, because it's now got like a Eagle drivetrain too. So you've got the 50-tooth cog in the rear, so you can definitely like get up any climbs, even if you're not super fit. I think it's like in terms of what they've done with the suspension and how it feels, it's definitely worth the extra money.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you have it, proof that our editor's choice is not just about the high end. And these two bikes are guaranteed to put a smile on your face without costing the earth.